in my heart, put the black in my soul. These things are meant to be. Let it go. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul. It's in my mind, it's in my mind after all. Nothing but time is my fault. I'm floating between the white and black. The abyss within, the abyss within. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul. These things are made to be let go. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul. These things are meant to be let go. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul. These things are made to be let go. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul. These things are meant to be let go. Put the black in my heart, put the black in my soul.
Aw, yeah. You know what time it is. And here we go. Good evening, and welcome to the Big Show. I'm your host, Big Chungus, and I'm coming to you live from the IGL mothership. We've got a great show for you tonight, folks. It is 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on May 5th, 2020. And today's a Tuesday, which means it's a great day for some KQB action. It is week 5 of the IGL US West Spring Circuit, and tonight we have a matchup featuring Tier 1 teams. We have the number 4 Penguin Peeps at 2-1, hosting the number 8 seeded My Whole Stack, coming in at 1-3. To help me sort this all out, joining me to my right in studio as usual on the ones and twos is my producer, Mr. Meeseeks. I also have a very special guest here with me tonight. You, of course, know her as the queen of the KQA scene, as well as a mod for our wonderful Discord community, and, not to mention, the newest member of Soak Squad. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Daddy. Daddy, welcome aboard.
What's up, everybody?
Here we go, Daddy. I am hyped for this match. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. This is going to be great.
Yeah, watching these warm-ups already has just been like a little bit of a roller coaster, and I forgot that I'm not actually watching the IGL match yet, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm pumped. This is going to be good. I appreciate you, as always, coming into the studio despite the quarantines going on. Still risking life and limb coming on in here. And, of course, as always, staying safe, 6 feet away. I very much appreciate that, of course. Today's a very special day, and not just because it is Cinco de Mayo. Of course, shout out to that very special holiday. But, more importantly, this is our very first cast of an East Coast match. How about that?
Oh yeah, we've been supporting our brethren on the Soak Squad, doing most of their matches, and obviously we have busy lives despite quarantine, so
Yep.
I'm really excited to get to not just cast an East Coast game, but cast one of my favorite queens in the entire world, Mr. Little Penguin Dude himself.
Yes, absolutely. It's a pleasure coming on out to the East Coast, checking out the talent on this side of things, getting to see some different faces here tonight, some different squads. I'm really looking forward to it. Of course, as always, before we get to the action, I do want to take the time to plug the Big Chungus charity of choice this season. It is, of course, the United Way COVID-19 Relief Fund. All proceeds are going there, so if you scroll down, you click that donate button, that's where all that money will be going, and I'll be posting the donation receipt to our Discord at the end of the season. So far, we've been blasting past my previously established goal of $1,000. People have been awesome. We smashed that so early, and now we're pressing onwards and upwards. So if you can, please go ahead and give if you have not yet. Let's keep that gravy train running, everybody. So thank you.
Oh yeah, you guys, I mean, last week we I don't even know. It was like a dream. All of a sudden we look at the bar and there's like $1,000 and they're like, oh, the goal is done. What happens next?
Yeah.
And like all of you guys have been like challenging and pushing for Chungus to make sure that like we keep going. So we raised another $179 last week. Thank you to everyone who donated. Keep it coming. Keep helping us out. Remember, you're not drinking Starbucks every morning, so your cup of coffee from Starbucks can now go towards the United Way COVID-19 Relief Fund. That's all I'm saying. Just scroll down to the bottom of the stream, hit that donate button, get that money, and help out people in need.
Damn
also,
straight.
Since it's weird if Chungus constantly tells you himself, I'm going to tell you to follow him, right? Hit that follow button. Let's go. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. If you get the chance, you're not a follower, go ahead, click that subscribe button, click all the buttons while you're at it. Just keep it going, have fun, knock yourselves out. Be sure to spend your Chungus points as well. You can click down below under the chat for that as well. You can post wacky emotes and all kinds of fun stuff. So get involved. While Daddy and I go ahead, let's recap last week's action on the East Coast circuit. Let's get my man Meeseeks. Let's cut this music here. We got serious things to talk about. So last week in the East Coast, we had all kinds of fun matches. We had some big ones. We got the number 1 seed GGG. They played Penguin Peeps coming in here. Penguin Peeps took their first loss of the season. They dropped that 3-1. So they're currently sitting at 2-1 right now.
Yeah.
My whole stack, they also had a rough go of it last week. They had to go up against the number 2 seeded 2MA. They dropped that 3-0. So both these teams coming off a loss, hoping to be able to turn things around and get back to their winning ways. We also saw Soak Squad, of course. They beat the number 3 seeded Dark, an absolute thriller. That one, Daddy, you were a part of. That was an awesome one to watch, I gotta say. That was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, lots of things clenched for about an hour.
Yeah, there was a lot of clench happening. You guys.
Draws, of course. Draws. Clench draws. Anyway, continue.
Sorry, no, I was gonna say you guys were down 2-0, 2-0, and then even down 2 maps to 1 go after dropping a split, and you guys somehow pulled it back, won those next 2 maps to take that set, and then won the next 2 sets for the reverse sweep. So yeah, that was a really intense one. That was a heck of a
I feel like And it was one of those things where it's like you feel like everything that could possibly like go against your team happened, right? Like I think going in, we all had like a weird, funky air of like, fuck, like we really need to like get this W to like we're like better than our track record so far. Granted, we've gone against like some of the best teams in the East Division at that point for our first two, but like I don't know, I think we all went in with a chip on our shoulder. We're like, we need this, and then we immediately went down two. They were definitely hard fought, but like it was really hard. And then we have the disconnect
Yes,
from
that's always
Goose, and it's
unfortunate.
just like, what do we do? And there was like a point where we all got back in the chat, and I'm just like, all right, dude, like we're better than our record. Like, what are we doing? What do we need to do? We need to do something. And like everyone kind of like gave a 1-2 of like what we needed to do. And I don't know, there was like a really weird, fucking palpable change in the air where everyone just like kind of just let a sigh out and like was like, let's play Killer Queen Black and not like stress about it. And people were actually laughing, and like all of a sudden we started winning, and I don't know, it was really cool. Watching those games back was definitely one of the funnest things that I've done as a player of KQB. So thank you, Dark, for some of the best matches that we've played.
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to my man Smash coming through the follow and the sub. Thank you so much, my man. And Goose dropping a 20 spot, going to COVID-19 relief. Fellow soaker, much appreciated, man. We're not slapping high fives around here. That is not safe during these times. But I am giving big, strong elbow bumps. So elbow bumps all the way around to you guys. Very much appreciated. Um, let's get to it, Daddy. We got a lot to talk about here before these guys go on and get started. I know they're taking their time. They're just wrapping up some scrims and they're taking a bit of a break. Then they're going to go ahead and group up. We've got these two teams, both very strong. I think this should be pretty evenly matched. Smash coming in with a nice $10 donation. Thanks so much, my man. You can see their overall stats here. These overlays are, of course, provided by my man Smash himself. He spent a lot of time working on these assets, doing work for the IGL community and all of us casters out here. So a big shout out to him. And any feedback you have about them, feel free to let me know or let Smash, the man himself, know directly. But here up top, you see the team's overall stats. They both got pretty close to 1-to-1 KD ratios. Of course, Penguin Peeps, their bread and butter here is running that snail. They run that hard. That's a crazy number there, over 1,600 snail yards per game. And then, of course, we see the Queens, the man himself you were talking about, Little Penguin, going up against the up-and-comer KG.
Yeah, I think coming into this actually, not into today, but coming into this season, Soak is always shooting the crop, and we were talking about different people. And when KG was originally brought up, I was like, I don't know about that guy. Like, I haven't experienced him enough to like really, have like a strong opinion about it. And I'm just like, being whatever about it. And our good man HDD was just like, no, you need to put some respect on that man's name. Like that dude's coming up. He's practicing hard, and he's getting his stuff together. And I mean, week after week, KG has shut me the hell up with some amazing fights. In the chat right now, 20% saying most underrated right now in his opinion, and I totally agree. Definitely an underrated queen that we're seeing like truly come up, and he's flanked by what we would call our fun-loving solo queue ranked crew who has come together to form this team that like is kind of doing some cool stuff. I mean, they might be 1-3 right now, but those three come with like huge asterisks of really just putting on great performances. And week after week, the teamwork has just come together a little bit more and more. So I'm really excited to see what happens. And week after week, we see the same dominant queen performance from KG. Like he goes for those crazy things. He's completely like unmatched by, or like swayed by a wife's team. Like it does not matter to the man. Like you are a statistic to KG. He just wants that cute little KD to go up in his favor, and I don't know. I'm excited to see how that happens tonight too.
Yeah, he's got coming in with a very respectable 5-1 KD ratio. Across the aisle, of course, though, coming out of the gold corner is the infamous little penguin dude. I mean, what can you say about him? When we talk about some of the top queens in the game, his name's right up there. We typically talk about the top four, the big four queens being Penguin, Lunch, Yeesh, and Peanut. Scary thing about Penguin, people forget just how young he is. Sometimes, at least I think I do. I know last season, I think Brick Matt had to actually get a waiver signed. I want to say he did not meet the age requirement technically for IGL. I'm not sure about this circuit. He may have turned 14. I don't know. He's 13,
He
14 years
did.
old.
He
He
had
turned 14.
a
Okay.
happy birthday.
All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Happy, very, very belated birthday, Penguin, if you're listening out there. But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you think about his age, he's already in the top four queens in the game. He's only going to continue to learn more. His brain is still developing. He's going to get faster. His processing speed is going to get better. I mean, it's just really scary how much upside he has. And he's already one of the very top queens in the game. So that's just absolutely insane. But as you said, KG very much an up and comer as well. Once you kind of move out of that top tier of those kind of big four queens, I think you got guys like KG coming up. You've got Microwave's best West Coast queen is emerging, has become very very strong. You've got Obo, of course, who's been on the rise. So a lot of other good queens coming up through the ranks. I think we're going to see a really great queen matchup here tonight. So I'm really excited about that. I think these teams, they've got some different strategies. And I'm really curious to see what they do. I'm starting to pull up the workers info here. But of course,
Yeah.
with Penguin Peeps, as I was saying, they've got that real just dominant snail riding. They're kind of one of those. They kind of remind me of like a football team that's just running the ball all the time, ground and pound. You know what they're gonna do. It's not like
Hmm.
the sexiest thing ever, but it's super effective, right? They just run the snail, they run the snail, they run the snail, and they basically dare you to try and stop them from doing it.
Oh yeah. I think watching Penguins just like development as a queen, like there's no regression. There has not been like a stagnant point in Penguin as a player. Like every week as he continues to play, we watch him in the IGL matches, and then you see him in ranked. I see a new queen, which is just wild. I don't know that I can necessarily say that for any other queen. And here we are to the point now where the little Penguin dude is the number one player on the leaderboards,
Yep.
and like there's the stigma around ranked and KQB, ranked system. But I don't think there's a single person that I believe deserves the number one spot more than him, and not just as like despite being a worker or a queen. I
Yep.
really fully believe that about that kid. Like, I got to play with him the very first like IGL whatever we did at the very beginning. There was like a Wednesday tournament,
Yep. That
and
preseason
we
tournament.
sat the preseason tournament, that very, very first one, we got to play. And me, him, and Brick, before it started, we took like an hour or so to talk about every map, talk about what kind of opens we liked. And Penguin had an opinion about everything. And it was super informed and really just really smart game awareness at that point about each of those maps. And he took everything, like all the criticism and all the feedback in stride immediately. And like that was day one. And when I see where he is now, just it's so clear that he's taken every piece of feedback to heart in his gameplay every single week. And like now we just see, I mean, honestly, most of the things that Penguin does are clippable moments. So I'm really proud of that kid. I'm really excited to watch this tonight. I'm hyped that we get to commentate it because again, we haven't been able to do any East Coast matches, so we're gonna do, and definitely awesome to do this. You pulled up the team stats on here, so
Yep. Yep.
uh, my whole stack over there. Ooh.
Yeah, they've got a pretty strong berry game. You see their Prosive coming in averaging seven berries per game. KC also averaging 7 berries per game. Lena looks like she's their nominal warrior. As you said, they're coming at 1-3, but these guys they've got a lot of talent, and they're certainly very capable of doing some damage, especially on the eco side of things. As I mentioned before, on the Penguin Peep side, they're gonna go and they're gonna run that snail. Keyboard Skater, of course, a very fantastic berry thrower. Go ahead and check out his YouTube videos if you need a tutorial and you're a new viewer here. Check out all his berry throwing skills. But coming in averaging 1,000 snail yards per game, I mean that's just pretty nuts.
Yeah, for sure. He they rotate their objective workers.
Yep.
Sometimes we're going to see cereal box in
You see
here, and
Shea
sometimes we're
Butter
going to
also
see
likes to
Shea
run that
Butter.
snail.
Oh yeah. And the cool part about the three specific players tonight is that they are extremely dynamic flex players. Any one of these guys can get on the snail at any point, and the warrior replacing them is going to make just as much of an impact. And you can't say that about a lot of IGL teams. But we should be able to say that about more. And that's definitely a reason why Penguin Peeps is ranked in a higher rank that he is, or that they are. And I could argue they could be higher, but we won't talk about that. But
Yeah.
I'm sure they're gonna prove it as time goes on. And on the flip side, on my whole stack, you have Casey, Lena, and Prosiv, who I just want to say, I find this to be such an interesting thing. Lena does not use a mic in a game where communication is so
Yep.
freaking important, but they come out and they pay dividends when they come out as a warrior. And I think that speaks kind of tenfold to your own personal skill level. Talking and communication is such a huge part of this game, and they're able to effectively kind of just telegraph what their team needs. They could hear, but they're making things happen without being able to tell everybody what's happening, and it works for this team very, very well. You're gonna see some really dope stuff from Lena tonight. So I don't know. I think that kudos to you guys for being able to do all of that, because it's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive stuff. Going back to Penguin Peeps, you said their rank could be higher. Right now, people will notice their record's 2-1. They've only played 3 games so far this season, even though it's week 5. This technically is their bye week match, so they're playing their bye week match now, and then they've got another match scheduled, or going to be scheduled, for later this week. So they're sitting pretty at 2-1. Last season, they finished in 3rd. So back when I was playing with Soak as one of the starters, we placed them in the bronze matchup, and they kicked our butts. Frankly, I believe it was 3-0. So they earned themselves a 3rd place finish. Big kudos and shout out to them. They came in this season, I believe, once again in the preseason committee when we were doing all the rankings. I think we had them ranked 3rd as well. They're currently sitting in 4th place, so they're right there in the mix. They're in the thick of things. Their captain is Brickmat. You've got to give him a lot of credit. We were talking a lot about Penguin before. And quite literally and figuratively, Brickmat created him. He sired Penguin, but he's also done a fantastic job really coaching him up and really building a team around Penguin. One of the things about Penguin Peeps is their roster is unchanged from last season. So this is a very cohesive group. Brickmat's done a great job of putting together a roster that just clicks really well and that has really established an identity for themselves as being a very strong military team that will run the snail right down your throat.
Oh, for sure. I think Brickmat, he's kind of forced his mace ability down my throat, and now I'm a firm believer. I will buy into the Brickmat being one of the top mace players in this game.
You're buying
But
it.
I'm buying it. I unfortunately am putting my Taco Bell money out there for it now. But it's just it's so cool to watch. And when you play with them and you hear the communication styles that they have, and how he's able to effectively communicate with Penguin while they're playing, and I don't know, it's a really cool thing to be a part of as a teammate. So excited to see that play out tonight. We have Casey on the other side, who won the weekend event this weekend as a queen. So a queen
Oh, wow.
amongst the team in his own right. And
That was
Prosiv as
Superstorm.
well.
Tiger was part of that.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
Tiger. The soup. Okay, why not? Maybe later, if I have enough of my beverage, I will recite the rap for everyone. But
That'll come later.
we also have Prosiv, who these are players that I haven't gotten to play with as much, but when I'm on the other end of them and ranked, I'm having such a good time playing them. Really deadly sword warriors. I would say this is a predominantly really great sword team. I don't know that I've seen any outsane maces on my whole stack, but I have seen some guns ablazing. So Penguin hates / loves guns.
Yep.
He loves to have a gun. He hates to be against one. I think it's one of his vices. So I'm interested to see if they can incorporate that, how much homework they did into what it takes to really go up against such an aggressive yet really calculated queen like Penguin.
Yeah, so my whole stat coming in, they are going to be the underdogs for this match. What do you think they're going to have to do to be able to hang with Penguin Peeps here tonight?
Yeah, so I think what's really it's going to be cool is that we have an equally aggressive and calculated queen in KG, right? So those fights over the gates, I think, are going to be super fun. Really nice tangos over there, and I think the military staying alive. We watched in warm ups. My whole stack team running a couple more berries than I think I'm used to seeing, and that is totally viable if you have the military with the durability to keep up with a penguin peep snail. So those are the kind of different little things we're going to be looking at as all these maps roll out.
Okay, and they are getting ready. They are queuing up. I want to catch up on a few things. I got T-Moz with the host. Very much appreciate my man. And Nar also threw in $10 into the pot as well a little while ago. So fellow Soka,
Thank you,
thanks for
thank you.
tuning in and donating. And here we go. These guys are ready. We are starting right on time here, folks. Tonight, big show, always on time. And it looks like we're going to be starting here at Split.
Some split, some BQK, some Spire, some Helix, some Pod. Loving it. Good mix of mill and berry maps. So let's see how this goes. Good luck to all the teams.
Good luck, good luck. And here we go. Alright, looks like Penguin's going to be going for the wrap, farming those workers. Oh, and KG gets the quick kill, though. Catching them.
Yeah, we have an early snail right now for blue team, which I mean I know Eggy is probably out there in the crowd freaking out right now.
Yeah, blue turning the tables. Typically that snail Ryan, as we were talking about before the match, that is Gold's go-to. But blue taking the snail Ryan to them while Gold continues to push berries. They are almost done up top. They're looking in good shape. Oh, Sergeant Spancakes. He's got the sword
Such a
forward,
beautiful
taking out
walk
KG.
under. He walked under KG to pull behind him and get him, but Penguin's down to last with one berry to go for Gold team.
Now Penguin's very good at playing patient when he needs to. He's got a real strong ceiling queen. I'm sure Brick Matt's telling him right now to just stay alive here. We'll get this last berry. Keep an eye on that snail and trust your workers to be able to get the job done up top. Let's see if they can.
Oh, what! Brick Matt had a suicide moment for
Pancakes missing the dunk though. Oh, he was there. He overshot the dunk. Let's see. Keyboard Skater, though, a very famed with that speedy boy. Let's see. While Penguin getting chased hard by KG.
Oh my gosh, KG has wonderful holding great columns, but Keyboard Skater, the berry master himself, throws it in.
Nice toss. Well played by Gold, but also Blue coming out very aggressively, demonstrating a real strong military game. They had all kinds of pressure there on Penguin chasing him around.
Yeah, when you're pulling that snail, you really need to make sure you're getting mill out early and keeping them alive. And they were struggling a little bit getting that mill out and preserving a ledge versus someone to keep their snail moving. So great job on Gold to capitalize with their berry throws.
And here we go.
Hard win from Penguin on that open. Talk about aggression. He took out 3/4 of their team and then
big wipe right there, absolutely. And he goes down and just farms their workers again. Man, Penguin playing real strong, and of course, there they go, pushing that snail. Keyboard Skater racking up those snail miles. He wants that IGL Snail Award this week. KG slowing them down, but man, they're already in the tunnel. They're looking strong right now.
Oh yeah, and Penguin's working on a Hattie now. Brickmat has had some insane spacing with that snail, working around those ledges, and the pinch there.
Trapped. Father-son duo. Pinching them, stealing the Hattie. But working hard. The father-son combo, deadly right there. KG with nowhere to go. That's a tough spot. That snail was coming out of the tunnel. He had to make a move.
Yeah, great work there. Great work there from Penguin to stop from the start. Let's see. I saw some really cool. I mean, I think when I'm watching this blue team warm up, if there's any map that they had a pretty good success on, it was this one.
Here we
go, right off the bat.
Like
KG returning the favor.
KG killing Penguin and a couple workers, almost right on cue as you were talking about it. Let's see if Blue can get something going here. They are down 2 maps to none. They can't afford another loss right now. They gotta really keep this military pressure up. Yeah,
Keyboard Skater doing a great job of making a way and a path for his team into the gates for Brick Matt to now return the favor on a death for KG.
Here we go, and you see Sergeant Spancakes, Speedy Boy.
Beats now with the white for blue, and KG is going to get a prosive out of right. Let's see if they can capitalize. Goes down immediately though.
Yeah, they gotta get some more warriors up. One thing we're seeing Gold do really well. They're very well coordinated in terms of how they get their mill up. Penguin's so good at that gate control. You see, he's got two. Oh, here we go. And Cage with another
Oh,
death.
see,
Right as I was
Penguin's
saying,
getting a little
Penguin.
cocky, looking for a super soldier,
Yeah,
and it cost Penguin a life.
Penguin thus far has been seeming to get the better of the gate control. He's been holding those gates and hovering there, making sure his workers get up. Oh, and now KG down to last life. Both queens on last. Gold trying to apply some berry pressure. Sorry, not berry pressure, snail pressure. You've also got Keyboard Skater with the speed. Gold's looking like they're in pretty good shape. KG's got to get out of there. Don't go in the trap house. Get your workers up and see if you guys can come on back.
Ooh, and they're looking at double speed right now for Gold. This is not
Dangerous.
what you want to see. But KT is like ain't no way taking down one of those speed warriors. Beautiful stuff there. Blue really needs to get a speed snail going on if they want to make any sort of progress on this, or at least get it back to the
get in the
grass.
I would say. Yeah, get in the grass and then maybe get up. Yep.
Yeah. It's Penguin slowly whittling down the warriors while Brickmat sneak attacks KG from the back, and that's a quick 3-0 for Penguin Peeps.
Yes, it is, man. Brickmat, his warrior's on point. You were talking about how you're finally a believer in the brick mace, but man, he did some work with that sword.
Yeah. I mean, the man's always sold me on the sword, but he really wanted me to buy into the mace conversation. So here we go. Okay. Great stuff from both teams, though. There's definitely some chemistry there for Blue Team to fine tune literally right now. They could definitely put on a good show here for the set 2.
Yeah, so it looked like even though that was a quick 3-0, Blue was really in all those maps. You know, they had Penguin down to last a couple times. They had some good snail pressure going there at the start of split. So really, they were right in this. They had a couple maps that they could have taken. In your opinion, what are some of those little adjustments that they have to make to get back in this?
Yeah, so as I spoke about before, the durability of a warrior, right? They were matching, except for that split map. They were matching all of the same objectives as Penguin, and when that happens, your pincers have to be there. You have to have Penguin's going to do his best to never make sure there's anyone holding his head. So you need to make sure that you're surrounding him on all sides as a warrior. Using the wraps effectively is super important to do that. We saw in Black Queen's Keep a really hard lost open from KG last time. So on this map in particular right now, he's going to want to really make sure his opener is clean. He's balancing that aggression with making sure that he's getting one of his warriors out and that they're staying alive to stop that snail from ever going anywhere. Because if it does, scurry.
Thanks for the fan. Badberry as we head back to Black Queen's Keep. This is a map that we saw Penguin Peeps take last set, and I think they're in the game. They're one of the better BQK teams. They always have somebody drop immediately down to Snail, and then Penguin is so good at just kind of commanding the field, getting the kill on KG. Brickmat is up. This is what they love to do. They kind of just punish you with the military, and they ride that Snail, and they force their opposing queen into some really tough spots.
Yeah, this week in particular, I was playing with Penguin a little bit, and he was telling me that he was practicing timing out maces. So he made me get up as a mace over and over while he just killed me, and it was really annoying because he's really good. He probably doesn't need to practice at it. So we see Lena here with a gun, but they really need to make that concerted effort together. Blue's kind of fighting alone still, and now they've gone.
Yeah,
down
losing all kind of trouble. Brickmat ran that Snail. He's got the shield. Someone's got to make a play, but there is just nowhere to go. Brickmat dragging it across the finish line. Just too much military support. Gold's so good at getting their warriors up quick, and then once they get that Snail going, it's so hard to stop them.
Yeah, it can be really tough to be on the other end of someone who's just Penguin's really, really good at that lockout. And like I said, he's going to do his best to make sure that no one's ever holding his head. So KG has his work cut out for him here on this tally fields.
Here we go to Tally. All metas are viable here, of course, as anticipated. Gold opting for the snail. Oh, KG though. Here we go, getting the better of Penguin there, getting a nice kill, winning that joust. Snail is in the neutral position. Gold is going to be relentless. They're going to keep throwing keyboard skater at it, while the rest of the gang gets up, gets their maces going. Let's see what they can do with it.
Yeah, Casey doing his job, staying alive, making sure that Gold is not getting that snail out of their first tunnel. Great bumps and clashes there.
Yeah, here
Little
we
clinic
go.
down there for some mace clashes while Penguin goes down to
Penguin down to last,
last.
yeah, while Blue maintains strong control. They've got two maces there. Holy KC is doing a great job just holding position on that snail, getting one kill before Penguin swoops in. KC doing a good job holding his lane there for a while.
Yeah, that was really fun to watch. I've never seen that many mace clashes so consistently. Great job there from everyone.
Oh, here you go,
Ooh,
Spancakes
Keyboard
trying to get cute with
Skater
the
tries
gun.
the quick
Tried
one.
it.
Ooh.
Well, good thought. Now we see Blue splitting their objectives. Lena's getting some berry work going while they also maintain snail possession. As Gold tries to run it back now. Here we go. We're seeing the objectives come into play here in a big way. While KG finally goes down for the first time this map.
Yeah, he was getting a little greedy there, trying to get both of getting that snail stopped. But Keyboard Skater holding his own, and once again doing a great job to stand on the ground, keeping calm and composed. Down he goes to Pros. That was so good. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
you gotta tip your hat to Penguin Peeps. Regardless of the situation, they know their game. They said, okay, here we go. Penguin Peeps ties things up. KG down to his last kill. They're relentless in pushing that snail and getting their military up. They don't seem to have much of an interest in the berry game. While Blue continues to forge ahead, only 5 berries left. KC trying to bring some pressure here. Can they do it? But they got the start of
Yeah,
Spancakes, gun ledge, very underrated, trying to hold his own there.
I can. Anybody want to place bets on who taught him how to do that? I'm gonna go with Penguin. It's not. It doesn't matter though, because Blue's getting some berries in,
There are only 3
sneaking
left.
past the speed
Oh,
mace.
KG gets picked off by the gun. Oh,
Pancakes.
man.
That's double pancake skill. Let's go.
Pancakes. Oh, man. Blue was doing some work there. I saw Lena, saw KC slowly racking up those berries. I thought they were going to be able to get the job done. But Pancakes just sniping that last kill.
Blue's definitely putting up a really great fight in the
Yeah.
second set. I'm loving it. Great berry work from them there. Good
Hats off to
stuff there.
Penguin. He dropped down his first 2 lives real quick and then managed to stay alive and gave his team the opportunity to come back and get those kills. Penguin, that's one of the things that's really impressed me a lot about him. He's demonstrated so much patience. When he gets down to that last life, he's so hard to get that last kill on. He just has a way of finding the ceilings, finding his spots, and he just finds a way to stay alive.
Yeah, he had a super aggressive open just now on this Spire map. Cost him his life in the end. He's being a little bit too footsie with KG in a narrow space, but Gold still has this opening. His team was able to keep the momentum from that. Now the tides are turning a little bit, but they still have bottom gate control, and Spancakes is doing a great job clearing one of the Blue Warriors now. And that's 2 maces on Blue against a really, really scary mace and a sword. They're holding their own though. Bye, Brickmat. See you later.
Yeah, they are. So Blue now, they're taking control of that snail. You see Lena riding that pretty hard, and they're up a life on Penguin. So Blue's in a pretty good spot right here. Gold's got their work cut out for them. They finally are able to take down that snail rider and get a warrior kill. Let's see if Spancakes is going to come ride this back with his speedy boy.
Yeah. Ooh, Penguin's doing some dances of death
Yeah.
over there, and KG is doing a great job of capitalizing, taking out that speed mace. Keyboard Skater came out as a speed mace a little while ago, was definitely paying some dividends there. Taking out the gold team, the blue team a couple times, but
Yeah, that's one of the things we've been seeing a lot about Gold that we haven't seen too much on the blue side. Gold not afraid to get those power ups. We've seen them do a lot of speed on split. We saw the sword and board, whereas blue seems to be mainly rocking all their vanilla warriors. Penguin is down to his last life though. Prosiv's gonna run that snail. Oh, it puts Penguin in a tough spot, and Casey gets the kill and gives blue their first map win. Here we go. Maybe this will be a little momentum for him.
Casey had those last 2 queen kills, and you saw the patience Penguin with the single haul, let's go. But Casey's patience there on that. We saw Blue just have like a really beautiful kind of like literally like kind of like bee swarm in and out of that bottom left quadrant of the map, kind of just like like coming in on all of the warriors and then breathing back out to take back the space. It was really, really cool to watch. So go look at that, rewind that stuff and go look at that again later. It's a nice little lesson in columns and holding space.
Here we go. We're going to pod, another traditionally snail and military heavy map here, and Penguin going down first again. We've seen Blue so many times now get out to these early leads. They get the first kill on Penguin. With the exception of last map, they haven't been able to hold on to that lead. But here, let's see if they can keep the pressure on him and maybe work that snail a little bit.
Yeah, Spancake's doing a great job of doing the little backpack movement with Penguin, help him get a second warrior up. Now they're at a good little push. Blue's opting to go full mill here, though, take some military control, and then probably push their objective, which I kind of appreciate against a team like this. Gold's not having it, though.
Holding his own. Spancakes was surrounded by like 3 warriors there. Somehow got a kill and came out alive. He's been doing some work with that Mason Knight. Hats off to him, while Penguin comes in and ties things up, getting the kill on KJ. Both queens now have lost 1 life.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a long pod.
Yeah, of all the maps, pod has a way of finding itself to be the longest. I think it's got to do with all those berries just falling down to the bottom, and then just getting all kinds of congestion down low.
Yeah. Ooh, that Spancake's holding his own there, taking out 2 warriors to help Penguin get 1 more up. Penguin denying out of right, and that's pivotal right now. Killing babies. He's going to have to farm Lena over and over again so that they can get a nice push going. Gold opting to take the full mill approach once again.
Ooh, and it pays off. Brick able to get a kill.
Nice stuff there from Brick with an upwards momentum strike on KG.
Yeah, we've seen Brick's sword has been very deadly so far here tonight. He's been getting a lot of kills on KG.
Yeah, he is going to... Brick did just let one out for free on right. Probably not the call I would want, because now they're going to be double. Hoping that he stops Lena from her form too, and he doesn't. Brickbat single-handedly let everybody out. I'm going to fight you, Brick. Great stuff there from Blue to capitalize, though.
Brick made up for it. He got 1 kill before he himself went down. And we've seen some warriors drop, and now they're going to try and load back up on right.
Doing such a good dance there, and they are not trying to let Lena come back out. She's done some work here tonight.
Eggy in the big chat talking about that family 1-2 pinch, thinking that they got a shot at the Family Duo Award this week. What do you think?
Oh yeah, Brick's been doing some real fun stuff on Sword tonight, so I'm sure.
Yeah, they're going to be
Penguin playing a little safe here. We haven't seen Penguin really approach KG and fight him one-on-one like I feel like we normally would. So I feel like a conversation was probably had on Gold side for him to stay away.
Yeah, we got Bad Berry in the chat calling for the berry famine. Sorry, man, I gotta say this is one time I'm not going to be supportive of what somebody says in chat here. Not looking forward to a famine. This pod map can be long enough as it is.
We're about like 7 berries from that famine.
Yeah, I know, we are. It's very possible. But it could happen. Let's see.
Casey is doing a weird dance over left there, and now he's taking that snail. With a speed snail this close to famine, every life matters. So taking out that speed Casey is like pivotal right now. Oh, and they take down the rest of the team, which is awesome. Casey's going to come out with a speed mace. I think the game starts now, you guys. Game starts right now.
While this long set goes on, we've got some more poetry, fire being spit in the chat here. We know that started up over the weekend, and now it seems to have spilled over into our chat.
Oh yeah, KJ with some awesome gate control here. I'm loving it. Dip, dodge, dive in under people, trying to deny the Penguin Peeps their gates, and they're doing a wonderful job there.
Lima has been very bold, pushing that snail time and time again. Going to try and force Brickmat and Penguin into a dangerous spot. And there it is. Brickmat had to commit. He got the kill, but it did cost him his life.
Yeah, and we continue to see the safety Penguin dance. I don't know how I feel about it. he's like avoiding KG at all costs, but KG's on last. Like I say, go for it now, dude.
And this
Is
is
that
it.
famine?
We are in
That's
famine
famine.
situation.
Blue with no
Oh,
warriors. It hurts.
oh,
It hurts.
Gold's last queens swooping in and getting the kill. Was that the first IGL famine? Have we seen that during
No,
an
no, no.
official IGL match yet?
I think we have seen a couple of
Have we?
famines
Okay.
so far. Like, yeah,
All
yeah,
right. Well, man, that was a good one. That was real close. Uh, Gold had a few warriors left at the end there, and that made the difference. That gets them the
yeah.
kill and puts them up 2-1. You see the
And there you
stats
see
there.
Lena. Lena with
Lena,
that 1248 snail.
she's
Let's
going for that
go.
Snail Rider award, and Penguin, of course, doing all kinds of work with a very respectable 57 to 6 KDR. Crazy. That's over a 9-1 ratio right there. Man, he went
Yeah.
hard. I see Brickmat also, the 1424, very good. He had a lot of queen kills there as well. So
And
Penguin getting a
Pancakes
lot of
was in the
support
green
from his
for
workers.
Katie.
Yeah, yeah. Penguin got a lot of support from his military on gold side, really showing up to play tonight. They're going pretty hard. We haven't had to see them uh, do much barrier work. We haven't seen Helix yet, and we've only seen one split. So I feel like the map selection thus far has really favored gold. They've been able to just commit to their preferred military strategy here. I'm a little curious to see what happens if we start to get some more berry maps.
Yeah, I was also kind of surprised. We have Penguin Peeps with like a keyboard skater who obviously did quite a bit of work making a really awesome Barry tutorial, and so far we haven't really seen huge berry pushes from Gold Squad. And I think this entire season we haven't really seen that. I don't know that I guess the composition doesn't really complement berries as an objective so much, but they definitely make up for it with their military presence recently. So really cool stuff there. And Pavan, you're 100% right. So did do a reverse sweep. So anything is possible
Oh
right
yeah,
here.
there's still a lot of game left to be played here. I do want to take the time to remind people that we still do have the United Way's COVID-19 Relief Fund going strong. We shattered our preseason goal of $1,000. We're onwards and upwards. We're over 1,200 bucks. We've already had a few people give today, so if you have the chance and you haven't yet, go ahead, click that button, and let's keep that going as well. Thanks so
Yeah,
much to
guys, I
everyone who
know
has donated so far and has been following and subscribing right along.
I know your caramel macchiato with extra whip seems so far away right now, right? And you're like, ice vanilla latte from Dunkin' Donuts. You're like, what is that? But like 2 months ago, you would have been consuming that, and now you're not. So you have a whole bunch of pennies saved, and you could donate that to the United Way COVID-19 Relief Fund. That's all I'm saying. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, hit donate. I
It's
don't know, just
that
saying.
easy. You gotta have a PayPal account. That is the only thing. So if you don't have one yet, go ahead, create that PayPal account, link a credit card to it, and then you are good to go. And we back to the action. We are at Split. We got some berry maps coming up, Split here, and then in a couple maps we'll have for the first time Helix as well.
Yeah, Penguin self-ledging his team. No bueno at the start, and we see Blue with a hefty lead. Like, damn.
Yeah, those top berries went in real quick. Prosive doing work on the bottom as well. They just need one up top, two down low. Here we go. Gold, they're slowly getting them in, but man, they are way behind. They're going to have to get that ledge going. Looks like they're willing to give up the bottom berries, and Spancakes is just going to ledge that top with his sword and board.
Yeah, Casey Gunn looking real sharp there, going down. Maybe wanted to wait a couple more seconds to make that happen. Ooh, nice kill there from Brick with that sword we've been talking about.
Yep.
One to go though for Blue Team. Beautiful stuff there from them.
Yeah,
Great
Prosive did
teamwork to
work
get those
down
berries
below,
tonight.
got that final dunk in, and now they just got to get the last one up top. But KG down to his last life. Man, I think this happened last time they were at Split. They were so close to winning, and then KG got killed. He's going to have to stay alive here, give his workers a chance to get that last berry in.
Yeah, I mean, Blue has two up. Casey is their only worker. Like Penguin can just follow Casey around the entire world and like everything's fine. But instead, they opt to kill everyone on the Blue team. And Penguin baits down at an angle to swipe KZ to the left.
Man.
Let's go. That was wild.
Penguin saw his team was way behind on berries, but he says, no worries, I can do this all by myself. And he just hopped right in there. That was crazy.
Yeah, Nar in the chat with a little how to about
Yeah,
donations.
thanks, Nora. I appreciate that.
account. You can just opt to put your credit card number in. All the proceeds are getting donated. Chungus is going to post those receipts so you can see that the money is going to people in need. Let's go donate.
Damn straight. Thank you, Nar. And here we go, back to the action. We see Gold sticking with their tried and true method, dropping right in on that snail. But KG was ready for him this time. They weren't able to get much mileage out of it.
Yeah, KG was just right on Penguin's back with some great spacing on there. Gave him a little bit of pressure, but it wasn't enough because they're still wiped right now. Opting to run some berries. I respect it. I respect it. It's kind of hard. But Brickman, oh my god, he ain't afraid.
Man,
the man ain't afraid.
On this map, Gold really just feasts on that tunnel. Once they, did it again. He's going for the Hattie. Brickman just living and dying.
Oh, I don't want to wish this on anybody, but do it to him.
Oh, wow. KG somehow pulled some magic out of the air and got in there. Oh, was that the snail or what? The snail victory. Oh, man. Hats off to Brickmat. I mean, he was just feasting in that tunnel, just daring KG to come down in there, and Brickmat was taking him down. Gold, so good at that map, so hard to beat. For the first time tonight, finally, we're seeing a Helix Temple. I'm real curious to see how this one shakes out.
Wow. That's all I got. That's all I got there.
Let's see if Keyboard Skater can dust off some of the skills from those videos here and get to work.
Oh, we see. What is this? Is this a brick dad running berries? My God.
He is. It's a thing to behold. But things are tied up. It looks like Blue is actually one berry ahead.
Yeah, but down goes Penguin.
Penguin goes down.
Gold's berries are no longer pouring in. No longer pouring in. And Lena is pinging those gates. They want them. They want them.
Andres coming in with a big donation. Thanks so much, man. Big, strong elbow bump to you, my friend. Appreciate all you do and love watching you play.
Thank you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. This community is amazing. 4 berries to go for Gold versus the, I don't know, I can't count, 6 for Blue.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, but
Penguin's on
his last. So here we go. This is interesting. Penguin's on his last. He just has to stay alive. Gold only needs 4 more berries. They do have the famed Keyboard Skater. We know he can get the job done. So let's see if they can ride Keyboard Skater's excellent berry throws to a victory, or if KG and company are going to be able to get that last kill on Penguin first.
Yeah, interesting enough, I feel like Helix Mac in particular is one that we see Penguin going to last on a lot. I don't know if the vertical wraps just aren't his friend or what, but I've seen a pattern in that. Gold has 2 berries, but Blue's closing the gap at only 3 berries to go.
Brick had a throw that was on point, but I believe it was Keyboard Skater was crawling out of the hole. Just some bad luck right there. That berry was on its way in. Gold could be down to its last, but they still need to. We've seen Prosif, he's been staying alive. He's had that ledge going up there for a while, making Gold's life hard right now.
Yeah, Penguin holding his own, keeping those 3 berries out, while Brick opts to get a shield, question mark?
Yeah, we're seeing Blue. They've been running a double ledge here with Pros. Oh, Lena, but KG gets the kill. Penguin was not able to stay alive while his team gets those last 2 berries. And Blue fighting for their life right now. Gold just needs 1 more to close out this match, but Blue trying to get back in it, trying to work some reverse sweep action.
Great stuff there from Blue team. Taking it slow, being patient. They came from behind. They were kept their ledge up, kept the ledges strong, prevented Penguin and Brickmat and Keyboard from getting anybody else into that Gold hive. Great stuff. Good open here from KG. We've seen some shaky stuff.
Yeah,
the last
taking
one.
Control of those gates.
Yes.
Now we saw Law Warriors come up on the left side there. Penguin, ooh, there we go, 1 kill on KG. That's one of the things that Penguin is very good at. He's a very disciplined queen when it comes to getting his workers up. He'll just hover over that gate right there and take the time to let his workers get up, let them get their power-ups and do their thing. And right now we're seeing that pay off. They've got the speed snail runner, started Spancakes. They've got a couple warriors. It looks like Spancake's also going to grab warrior as well. Gold, I was going to say they're looking pretty strong, but down goes Penguin. Blue ties things up, 1 life apiece.
Yeah, Sergeant Pancakes is in the trap. trap house in the trip chamber.
Trip chamber, as
Penguin
Goose calls it.
fearlessly going head to head with every warrior coming in his path. I'm seeing the aggression come back out. But KG is not afraid. KG is not afraid at all right now. I'm
In
loving
chat,
it.
we're saying that KG has plot armor. We'll see if that's the case here tonight. He's dancing around. He's got lots of warriors flying around all over the place. And down he goes. KG on match life. If he goes down, gold. Oh! And there it is. Brickmat again. What a
With that,
fitting
with
way
the
to end it.
timeout, with the
Man,
timeout, my guy. Wow,
Brickmat.
great stuff there from Penguin Peeps. Once again, bringing the show. Wonderful stuff there. Sergeant Spancakes at a 15 and 6 KD. Let us
Whoa,
go.
that's some dirty, dirty stuff right there. Keyboard skater leading the way with those berry tosses on. He likes it, as well as getting some nice snail pressure. KG, he did a good job. He's got that 48. That's a 5-1 KDR. But man, Penguin dude almost pulling down a 9-1. Just silly stuff coming out of Penguin here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think we saw a little bit of what we expected. I think it was inevitable. KG and Co coming in as the underdogs here definitely did not disappoint with that showing. I'm really excited to see how they continue to progress throughout the season and into playoff time. A team coming in, kind of just like a hodgepodge team of really fun players, again, from the ranked squad, the solo queue arena, and coming in here, forming a team that has been just time and time again really exciting to watch. So thank you guys and my whole stack for a wonderful show, and congratulations to Penguin Peeps with moving this to 3-1 this time. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, so Penguin Peeps, they're moving on up to 3-1, and as I said before the match started, this was their bye week match, so they've still got one more match to play to catch them up to the rest of the league. They've got a tough slate coming up. So later this week they're playing the number 3 seeded Dark. So Penguin and
Ooh.
Sypha, that's going to be a real awesome match there. And then next week to close out the season, they play the number 2 seeded 2MA. So that will be Yeesh versus Penguin. Penguin Peeps, they're sitting at 3-1. But they still got a couple of really, really hard matches ahead of them.
Oh yeah, I think we've seen time and time again from that Dark squad, just really like calculated and really fun team play. So definitely, I think you could say exactly the same for Penguin Peeps. So that's definitely going to be a great show this week.
Yeah, so this is the point in the season, where teams are starting to gear up for the playoffs. It's been 1 month now, so we more or less have a sense of who's who, right? We know the players, we know what teams are going to be competitive. We know kind of what the rosters are and what their kind of go-to players are. Penguin Peeps, they're gearing up for the playoffs. They're sitting at 3-1. They've got these tough matchups up ahead. But as I said, last season they finished in third, and they do have one of the very best queens in the game. They've got a really strong military. Right now they're fighting for a strong seed. They're hoping to make a deep playoff run once again this year. And I think for them, the sky's the limit. Certainly they're going to be right there in the mix. I anticipate they should make a deep run, and they're very much in the mix to be able to come away with the championship when all said and done here.
Yeah, I think also the combination and their confidence as they continue to rotate workers. I'm interested to see how that plays out moving forward. We have franchises like the gang who and now Penguin Peeps who hold deep rosters of really talented players, and
Yep.
they've each done a great job of rotating most of those players in. But my question is, have they found their ace combination?
Yes.
Is there a really just like a magic best foot forward? Do you
Mm-hmm.
guys recognize it? Do you know when you need to pull it out? Do you recognize what players stack up against certain dynamics on the other team? And how do you kind of make that player based decision when you put your teams forward week after week? Um, is this necessarily the best version of Penguin Peeps? I don't know, but it's the team that's been winning the last 2 weeks. So I'm interested to see in the next couple of weeks what players they put forward on their rosters and off the bench if they rotate out throughout the maps in the matches, and how that ends up playing out, and if they choose to do that, because they definitely have a strong group of warriors to complement Penguin, but we could see it a little bit differently, right? Like we have Shea Butter, who just when we've seen Shea Butter and Cereal Box come out for the Penguin Peeps, it's been a remarkable, like, hard fought snail just dominant.
Yep.
And it's really, really cool to see. So I'm interested to see how that dynamic kind of factors in over the next couple of weeks too.
And then the other side of things, my whole stack, they will drop to 1-4. They've got one more match next week against the six-seeded Bowling Night. So they're looking to hopefully turn things around and get one more win under their belts, move their way up the standings, get a better seed and a better first round playoff match. What kind of things do you think that they need to take away from tonight's match to try and improve going into the last game of the season and as they get ready for the playoffs?
Yeah, I think know your opponent, know what strengths you're about to fight against when you go into it. We saw my whole stack open with a split snail, which while I love the attempt to do something dynamic against a queen who's as aggressive as Penguin, you are going to have trouble getting warriors out. But more than that, you have a queen who, in my opinion, more than anybody, understands columns in this game and does a really amazing job at never making sure that someone is holding his head. You will very rarely see someone up higher than Penguin like another queen higher than Penguin on the map. He's so good at understanding that, right? So just understanding that dynamic kind of plays to how you decide you want to really come at your objectives against your opponent. So when we think about Bowling Night, I'll give you one little hint, nudge. We have Josh Ecklow on that team who's just a killer snail rider again, right? So how do you work with your teammates to come up with compositions and work your objectives around what your team is doing? How do you play to your strengths against those types of teams who have, I mean, another killer in AG and Nubs, just really dynamic, patient players? What are you going to do to kind of assert your dominance over the different play styles of your opponents? So I'm excited to see if they can adapt and make some cool stuff happen next week against Bowling League.
So we
Bowling
still
night?
have Bowling Night. Yeah, so we still have a lot of action left here this week. It is only Tuesday. It's the first match of the week, I believe, in this circuit. So there's a few more matchups still underway yet to come. Tomorrow night, Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we have another Tier 1 East matchup. We've got the 1-3 9-inch Snails versus the aforementioned 1-3 Bowling Night. That's going to be cast by Cat. So go ahead, go on over to his channel tomorrow night at 9 o'clock and check that match out. Friday at 9, we have the East Coast Silk Squad featuring Daddy. And you guys are going to be going up against the Dream Team. No caster yet for that match. And then later that night, Friday at 10:30, out on the Tier 1 West side of things, the 0-4 Snailer Moon trying to get their first win against the very, very dangerous 3-1 Hive Place. That match also without a caster. So if you're a caster and you're listening, there are a few matches out there. Go ahead, scoop those up. The rest of you guys, please go ahead, hop onto that TV guide, get your matches scheduled, throw them on there so that everyone can go ahead and check out those matches.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and link that in the chat now so that we have a little clarity on where you're coming from, talking about.
Yep.
Some, yeah, like
get
you said,
those matches up there. Casters, go ahead and scoop them up as soon as you see them. Right now, we only have Cat has claimed the one match so far, so a lot of other matches, good games, ready to be had and cast by all. Daddy, any last words before we get out of here? I see Meeseeks giving me the look. He's telling me it's just about time to go.
Yeah, I'm always going to say thank you to you, Chungus, for making sure that we are supporting charity, and thank you to everyone who donated tonight. We are now at 49.2% to our goal, so we're very close. We skyrocketed the original donation. So
Yes.
thank you guys to everyone who donated again tonight. Thank you to the KQB community. We saw the largest weekend event that we've ever seen so far since the release of this game this past weekend. So thank you to everyone who keeps coming out. Stuff like that is what contributed to the continuous growth of our community, and I'm just really proud to see all of you guys do that stuff. And as always, your amazing feedback has always been just another reason why this community continues to grow and be great. So thank you guys for all that you do to keep this stuff dope. Follow Chungus. Follow him right now. Thank you. That's all I got.
And thank you, Daddy. Always a pleasure having you come by, lending your insights to the show. Always a really great pleasure. Thanks so
I
much
need a moment to talk about
both
myself or
teams.
Taco Bell. Love it. Sorry.
Sorry we didn't get around to that. Hopefully next time. But thank you to both teams for putting on a heck of a performance, especially the captains, KG and Brickmat. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes to bring these productions to you guys. So thanks to those captains for working so hard with me and let me stream. Of course, big shout out to my producer, as always, Mr. Meeseeks, helping me put this all together. And of course, this could not happen without all of you. Everyone who followed, including Alt4 and Eggy Free right now, everyone who's been donating, everyone who's subscribed. Thanks all so much to all of you for tuning on in here tonight. Couldn't do it without you. This has been The Big Show, and I'm Big Chungus, reminding you to get involved, win your clashes, and as always, have fun. Be sure to tune in next time for continued coverage of the 2020 IGL Spring Circuits. Until then, happy gaming everyone, and good night.